From the studios of the Republic Media Network, you're watching Arnab Goswami live on The Debate.
Good evening and welcome, viewers. It's fantastic to see you on top of the week. And viewers, let me start by telling you this, that trusting a piece of journalism done by Amnesty International, trusting the journalism and findings of Amnesty International is like blindly believing an investigation done by Sachin Waze. It's completely oxymoronic. It makes no sense. So I don't know what this fuss is about. So I don't understand what the fuss is about Amnesty International's claims about Pegasus in India. First things first, and I've been really looking forward to explaining this to you tonight, viewers. First things first, who's claiming this? It's Amnesty International. This is Amnesty International's claim. It's not original journalism. Amnesty has made some claims, added a lots of ifs and buts and legal riders, and planted a story on some ever willing publications who love Amnesty, believe Amnesty, and take Amnesty at face value, which itself says a lot about them. Now let me take you into further detail. What is the claim? Phones of various people have been hacked by this government. Firstly, most of the claims about phones of people being hacked are completely unverified. Like the claim about Rahul Gandhi's phone being hacked. Nobody, and I mean nobody, not even Rahul Gandhi, has actually technically checked that phone to see if it's been hacked. That phone apparently is not available anymore. Yet the publications who have made these headlines, Rahul Gandhi's phone hacked, etc., who have taken technical data from Amnesty International to make this claim, they've happily published these stories. They've given headlines which would make you believe Rahul Gandhi and everybody around him, their phones are being hacked. But I request you tonight, please, read the fine print on this. Please read the fine print and you will begin to worry yourself if this is a hoax. For example, the story about Rahul Gandhi's phone being hacked claims that 3 of his female friends also had their phones hacked. Now we don't know who these people are. Not one of these 3, and I mean not one, actually gave their phone for technical examination. Which means that the conclusion that Rahul Gandhi and his inner circle, their phones were hacked, is primarily speculative. There is another part where they say not just 3 female friends of Rahul Gandhi, but also they say 2 people who closely worked with him 24/7, their phones are hacked. One is a person called Alankar something, the other is a person called Mr. Jha. In both cases, the phones were actually never technically checked to confirm whether they were hacked. One of the people, the gentleman called Alankar, said, my phone has been stolen, I don't have it, so I can't give it for verification. Yet, the publications are claiming that Rahul Gandhi and his inner circles, their phone has been hacked. The second person, the person called Mr. Jha, says, my phone was fried, quote unquote, fried in 2019. It's not being used. It doesn't even switch on. Yet, despite that, the claim has been made that Rahul Gandhi's inner circle, their phone has been hacked. It's unbelievable, viewers, the conclusions which are being drawn in this case, that Rahul Gandhi and his inner circle, their phones were hacked. What I'm telling you primarily means that it is a speculative story. And that is not all. If you actually read the fine print of this amnesty investigation, and we must remember this is an amnesty investigation which is being published by someone else, and amnesty has a third party and the publication has a fourth party, and therefore nobody's really owning up for the information. If you read the fine print, you will realize that they actually admit in various points that confirming the use of Pegasus spyware is very difficult. For example, they say that confirming the use of Pegasus spyware on Android phones is almost impossible. And given the fact that there are more Android phones than iPhones, it's essentially saying that in a large part, we have not been able to actually establish it because there are certain aspects of Android phones which do not allow us to confirm whether Pegasus software or spyware has actually been used. So my point is this: if you actually apply your mind and read the fine print, you will be appalled, you will be horrified, viewers, that anyone can, on the basis of this old speculative so-called list of phone numbers, make such large conclusions. That also strategically timed just one day before the parliament session is to open up. I mean, I say that I'd advise these people at least keep some semblance of objectivity in this. And then there is another giveaway: the use of the words, viewers, which offer deniability. If you read all the reports, all the text, all the data, the use of words they're using offers deniability to those publishing the claims, which means you can make any kinds of claims and you can go to court tomorrow and say, I never actually made the claim. If you read para 7, line 2, I have added those words which give me deniability, so I can't be sued for this. I have also shot off somebody else's shoulder. It's not my data. It's been given to me by someone who has in fact taken it from someone. Go ask that person. So the idea is to create a little bit of political disruption. Let me share some of the words which they have used in the course of these texts. And I have read this in detail. Here are some of the words, viewers. We can't definitely say. Second word, potential targets of surveillance, which means they are not saying or confirming if actually the surveillance happened. It's like potential targets of surveillance. Next phrase, phones are not examined and hence we cannot confirm. So they've given a line which essentially says most of the phones haven't been checked, so we believe they may have been. Next phrase, database of numbers believed to be accessed. Believed to be. Now that's a hugely generic word because they can turn around and say, we never told you that the phones were accessed. We told you we believed, somebody told us that they believed it could have been accessed. Meaning they cannot even confirm if these numbers were actually accessed by anyone. It's just the kind of writing that honestly makes all of this hearsay, nothing more than hearsay. And therefore I'm suggesting tonight a very strong and critical reading of these so-called claims by all of you. Don't go by anyone's comments on social media. Read the pieces for yourself and do watch my debate, which starts a few minutes from now, and then judge for yourself whether Amnesty's claims on Pegasus can be taken seriously by anyone. That's debate number 1 tonight, viewers. Let us examine the issue in depth. Another damn squib by the lobby. Debate number 1, Project Pegasus leads to nothing. Debate number 2 tonight. The digital funding debate. The NewsClick type funding. When you have no revenue model, no advertising, no sustainable subscription, why are some foreign companies, foreign investors putting hundreds of crores into digital news companies? There's a big story there. And here are the headlines this Monday evening on the debate tonight. Built up as the biggest speed breaker, Project Pegasus Snoopgate report throws up more questions than answers. Aap chronology samajh jaiye, says Home Minister Amit Shah. BJP says Congress planned Snoop claim to the monsoon session. Lutyens' report claims IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav was snooped on. He slams the report in Parliament, calling it sensationalism without substance. Unprecedented chaos in Parliament as the opposition blocks the Prime Minister's speech twice as he introduces his new cabinet. And many digital news media organizations come under serious scanner on NewsClick type funding. Very, very strong questions over foreign funding to loss-making models. What's the real agenda behind these digital news organizations? Big debate and investigation tonight. Viewers, over the weekend, there was uncontrollable excitement in many sections of Lutyens. They were biting their nails. They did a whole build-up. They convinced everybody the whole world is turning upside down. Everybody in India is being snooped on, that there has been some detailed journalistic investigation, that the Prime Minister was organizing the snooping of even people who were in the cabinet, and all this hoopla went on. And then after all the hoopla, what emerged was a damp squib. As I began by saying, this is a damp squib because A, the real author of all these claims is not really any journalistic organization. It is Amnesty International. Can you believe it, viewers? Amnesty International, which has handed over information, which it claims it has got in turn, mostly unverified, given it, and some publications have happily published it because they wanted a little bit of excitement on day one of the parliament session. Here is why this all turned out to be a damn squib. And after that, viewers, you must not miss debate number 1 tonight. So let's debate.
Pegasus, a surveillance tool created by Israeli cyber intelligence firm NSO Group, is at the heart of a new conspiracy. Lutyens portals have rushed to claim that the technology was misused by the Indian government to snoop on over 40 journalists, 3 opposition figures, a constitutional authority, 2 ministers, as well as business persons. The NSO has busted each of these claims. The newly sworn-in IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav bludgeoned the hullabaloo around the sensationalist claims with piercing facts.
A highly sensational story was published by a web portal yesterday night. Many over-the-top allegations have been made around this story. The press reports have appeared a day before the monsoon session of the Parliament. This cannot be a coincidence, Honorable Speaker, sir. The publisher of the report states that it cannot say if the numbers in the published list were under surveillance. Second, the company whose technology was allegedly used has denied these claims outrightly, and the time-tested procedures of our country are well established to ensure that unauthorized surveillance cannot occur. Honorable Speaker, sir, when we look at this issue through the prism of logic, it clearly emerges that there is no substance whatsoever behind this sensationalism.
In a crisp and clear statement, the government had last night stated that the Pegasus project and the snooping claims are nothing but a fishing expedition. Not only has the NSO said that the entire report is filled with uncorroborated theories, but it cannot be overlooked that the cyber auditing firm that worked on creating the Pegasus report is owned by Amnesty, whose organizations are already under ED scrutiny. Despite the busted claims and unsubstantiated Snoopgate theories, the opposition has chosen to jump the gun. The Congress has said national security is under threat.
या हमारा नेशनल सिक्योरिटी खतरे में है, किसी का कोई प्राइवेसी नहीं है, सर्वेलेंस स्टेट चलते हैं, जरूर उठाएंगे ये मुद्दा.
The RJD is saying democracy is in danger.
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी खबर तो पेगासस वाली हो गई है. वो ऐसी खबर है कि आपके रोंगटे खड़ी कर देती है. और तो और छोड़िए, चर्चा ये है कि संघ के लोगों को भी अब स्नूप कर रहे थे. तो पहले होता था कि हम कहते थे सर्वेलेंस स्टेट है, अब तो स्टेट परपेचुअली सर्वेलेंस मोड में है, और ये हमारे लोकतंत्र के लिए बहुत खतरनाक है. एक ज्वाइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी तुरंत फौरी तौर पर कॉन्स्टिट्यूट की जानी चाहिए.
And the Shiv Sena has declared that it will raise the issue in Parliament.
कि इस देश के 1500 से भी ज़्यादा प्रमुख लोगों के अगर फोन टैप किए जाते हैं, ये जरूर उनका मकसद है और ये देश को खतरा है, देश की स्वतंत्रता को खतरा है. मुझे लगता है देश के प्रधानमंत्री और गृह मंत्री ने सामने आकर उस बारे में देश की जनता को बताना चाहिए क्या हो रहा है.
The BJP has called out the politics, saying it's a new law.
This is a new law in the political discourse of a party which has ruled India for more than 50 years. सारी कहानी मॉनसून सत्र के पहले ही क्यों शुरू होती है? क्या कुछ लोग ये योजनाबद्ध तरीके से लगे हुए थे कि ये कहानी मॉनसून सत्र के पहले ही फोड़नी है? ताकि देश में एक नया माहौल बनाया जाए।
And as facts unfold and the major gaps in the Pegasus report are unveiled, was there a deliberate attempt to spread mass paranoia with Snoopgate claims? Was it all a long shot by the lobby that is desperate to spin master a fear psychosis around cybersecurity? Is the politics over the Pegasus report by the opposition an attempt to derail the monsoon session? Let's debate.
Harish Patan, Reena Gupta of the Aam Aadmi Party, Biswajit Deb of the Trinamool Congress, Jaspal Singh Hiran, who's the chief editor of the Peheredar newspaper. His name is there in the list. And Sheikh Mastan Ali will be joining us in some time. He's the working president of the Andhra Pradesh Congress, former AICC secretary. Sohail Seth, managing partner of Councilage. Smita Prakash, editor of ANI. Mohan Das Pai, chairman of Adden Capital, one of India's leading corporate voices and leading investors, and Dr. Sambit Patra of the BJP. You know, this whole weekend, Smita, there was uncontrollable excitement, madness. Aane wala hai, this, that, tremendous, some great journalism is happening, undeniable proof is coming out, right? And then they said, no, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Okay, the first round is a flop. We'll come with the second round tomorrow, this and that. I have only one question today with which I want to start asking Reena Gupta. Reena Gupta, I have just one question. Please debate with Smita and open my debate. Since when did Amnesty start doing journalism? Since when did Amnesty International start doing journalism, Reena? Please tell me, on the Pegasus flop show, since this is an Amnesty report, did you know when you built the hype for it? Because you also built a lot of hype. You were excited. Your leaders were excited. Did you know that this is an Amnesty report? Or you did not know? You thought it is published in somewhere else. Did you know that this was actually an Amnesty report?
So Arnab, 17 news organizations across the world have collaborated to come out with this report. So we cannot say that it's just an Amnesty report.
One minute. Can I hold you right there? One minute. Just a minute. No, Reena, I have to check you. Please don't hide behind this thing of 15 news organizations worldwide. Please understand, and Smita will confirm this. Please understand, this is an Amnesty International list. It is an Amnesty International technical team which has been put in charge of verifying whether the leak or whether the hacking happened. It may embarrass you, I can't say anything, but did you know that this is Amnesty International's journalism? Simple, you can say, yes, I knew or not. Or you can say, I did not know, it came as a shock, but we had committed ourselves to it. You can just take a position on it.
Arnab, I think you're completely missing the point. You know, the question is very simple, and the government should answer that question in yes or no. Did the government actually purchase Pegasus software or not? You know, the NSO website says it very clearly that they sell the software only to sovereign governments.
No, 1 second. I ask you again, why are you avoiding my question? My question is to you, Reena, I have to ask you this a third time, and I really don't want to make the viewers think that you're avoiding my question, but did you know that this is an Amnesty International, an Amnesty International list, and the whole thing is based on Amnesty International's journalism, and verification is by Amnesty International? I mean, if you start believing Amnesty International, best of luck to you. I can do a poll right now to check how many people in this country believe Amnesty International. You have to answer the question. I want Smita to respond or Sohail to respond. I'm throwing the debate open. My first question is, Whose report is it? Sohail wants to come in? Okay. Or Smita wants to come in first? Smita first? Yeah. Smita first. Yes, Smita.
Again, I yield to Smita. Again.
I'm so sorry, Sohail. I'm so sorry to do this to you repeatedly. Now, Arnab, you were talking about this excitement over the weekend. Who really was excited? If you looked up the social media, timelines, it was journalists. Basically, journalists being excited that, uska naam niklega. This voyeuristic pleasure that somebody's name would be dragged through the mud. And actually, it wasn't dragging through the mud. Apparently, some journalists, there are just a few journalists in this country who are doing journalism supposedly, and they also belong to only one portal, and that is the portal which is releasing this. So it is very bizarre, as if nobody else is worth doing it. At least in Radia case, there were some notable journalists, whether you agreed with their journalism or not, but at least there were some notable journalists. Yahan pe kaun hai? These are people of their own portal whose names have supposedly been leaked. Yeah. So now, to come back to your point about amnesty, the thing is that what is happening is, if I may tell
read your WhatsApp chats.
Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, it is a leaked report with names. So can I just complete it? These are names of politicians and journalists whose phones have apparently been hacked, and it is similar and dissimilar. At least in Radia tapes, you could hear conversations. At least one knew. Here, supposedly the phones have been hacked, but no call data record, no phone numbers, nothing. No information has come out. No conversation has come out. And then the report is not out in its entirety. In fits and spurts, it is coming out. I mean, the entire claim was 50,000 names have come out. Then it has come down to 100, then a few dozen. But no doubt there is some snooping which has supposedly happened. But why go through an amnesty? And the people whose phones have supposedly been hacked, they have not submitted it. They are saying we have been told by this portal, we have been told that our phones have been hacked. So we asked them.
Okay, Waris is on with Sambit Patra. Now the debate is open. The debate is open. The debate is open. Viewers, one minute. You see, I'll tell you. English is a very...
Yeah, Arnab, let me
Mohandas Pai is also there, but 1 second. Waris and Sambit, calm down, everyone. Calm down. Waris, listen to me.
Just
if you look at the live...
Sir, Arnab Goswami, sir.
No, but allow me to ask you a question. Allow me to ask you a question.
I want to share with you, Arnab. I want to congratulate you. Your name is not there.
I can't hear him now.
I want to read your WhatsApp chats. He is not interested.
I didn't hear. I missed out the part. What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
I said congratulations. I said congratulations to you. I am being some humor. I am making some congratulations. Yeah. Your name is not there. Modi does not want to read your WhatsApp chats, my WhatsApp chats, but the WhatsApp chats of so many of our
now Waris.
Now let me tell you one thing, Arnab.
Waris, 1 minute. Since you are in a Waris, since you're in a good mood today, and you're trying to be funny and all that, it's very nice. I also want to compliment you, Waris. After all, you are the person, along with all these other people who said, our Lord and Master Sachin Waze, our undying faith in Parambir Singh. We love Parambir Singh. We love Sachin Waze. Anything they say is the last word. So the thing that is common between you and, listen, what is common between Waris Pathan, Sachin Waze, Parambir Singh and Amnesty International? Tell me. It is your love and faith in each other. No, it is your... No, now don't try to distance yourself. All you people... Sorry. All you people. What is... Did you not people... Did you... Anyway, I don't want to be diverted. I don't want to be diverted. I don't want to be diverted, but there are a lot of people, Sachin Waze, Imran Khan, ISI, all came together. All came together in January. Do you think the people of the country have forgotten that? Do you think they've forgotten that? You want to run away from those lies? I won't let you. I'll expose you again in a few days. Now answer my question tonight. Answer my question tonight. And my question is this. My question is this tonight. Why do the reports have so many ifs and buts? Sambit Patra is on the debate. They have said, if you see the headline, how phones may have been used. How phones may have been used. Sorry. If you write a news story, you say, Sambit Patra's phone was hacked. 1 minute. You can't write, we believe it is possible, but we cannot confirm as per international organization Amnesty International. We believe that they are saying, allegedly, that Sambit's phone may be hacked. This is the kind of language you're using. Why isn't more definitive language used? Tell me, Sambit Patra debate with Biswajit Dev.
Right to privacy.
Debate with Biswajit Dev.
Arnab, allow me a few seconds. Biswajit ji, allow me an opening statement and then I would not be interfering. Thank you so much for your patience. Arnab, let me read out the few lines, in fact, which have been put up by the so-called Wire portal while reporting on this story. And I quote, "The presence of a phone number in the data does alone not reveal whether a device was infected with Pegasus or subject to an attempted hack. However, the Pegasus project, a consortium...
One minute. They say that? One minute. It's impossible. No, 1 second. Sambit Patra, have to stop right now.
Yeah, let me.
1 minute. Do they say that? I'll have to verify this. Just a minute. No, Sambit, you'll have to wait. I have to go through my research. 1 minute. If they have said that, that means essentially they are saying we can't prove anything.
It is there.
Show it up. 1 minute. 1 minute. 18 July 2021. 1 minute.
Yeah,
I have it here with me. Sambit, hold on. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Biswajit Dev, you know, he's a lawyer. You know, Biswajit Dev Sambit is a lawyer. You know, he's been former Advocate General of Mizoram. You know, he's one of the leading lawyers in Kolkata. And therefore, I will ask him, this is the word used, the presence of a phone number in the data does not cannot reveal whether the device was infected with Pegasus. Essentially, this means that...
Try to understand. Please try to understand the language.
Does alone not.
It's a flop.
It means
it's a flop.
Let me complete. Just a second, let me complete.
It indicates that
Arnab, let me please complete.
No, don't speak over it. Don't speak. No, it's a very important point. 9:26. We have time. Something wait. One of you hold back.
My
presence of a phone number.
My question is,
Mr. Goswami, let me please complete at least a few
No, this is a very important point.
Allow the BJP to complete this. And please allow me to complete this and then others can...
1 minute. Sambit and Biswajit, you'll both have to stop. Sambit and Biswajit, you'll both have to stop because we are on a very important point. No, Biswajit, you'll have to stop for a minute. Otherwise, Sambit, you stop. One of you. Mr. Dev.
Arnab, can I please complete the point?
Mr. Dev, Sambit, stop. I told you to stop. Why don't you listen to me nowadays? Sambit, wait a minute. Mr. Dev, can you hear me? Mr. Dev, can you hear me? Mr. Dev, can you hear me?
Let me say. Yes, I can.
Okay, now, one second. One second. Issue is off.
Can you hear me?
Issue right now, it's very interesting. Sambit Patra, point being raised here is of disclaimers. Why do you put so many disclaimers? If you are sure of your report, why do you say there are disclaimers? I'll tell you about Prashant Kishore and Abhishek Banerjee also, Biswajit Dev. It says that it is impossible to say definitely whether an attempt to hack them was made. It is impossible. Look at the words. It is impossible to say whether the hacking of the phone was made. If it is impossible, then what rubbish are you publishing?
And that is exactly why
Arnab, can I please complete a few lines at least, I believe, if you allow me.
That is exactly why we want to go for an independent inquiry.
Sambit is on the debate right now. Sambit is on the debate. This is very important, but Sambit is on the debate. Sambit is on the debate. Sambit is on the debate.
A leader like Abhishek Banerjee.
No.
Biswajit, please behave and have some courtesy. Show some courtesy to listen to your opponents, please. Don't behave this Arvind Kejriwal types. Please don't behave this Arvind Kejriwal types. Allow others to speak also.
I have not been allowed to complete my statement.
I have not completed it the first go. Allow me
Mr. Pai. Mr. Pai will come in on 4 on the screen.
Just a second, Mr. Biswajit.
Just let the government reply.
Yeah. Can I please complete now? Mr. Goswami, I was reading out this most important document, which I have to finish because these are extremely incriminating.
4 on the debate.
Number 1, the presence of phone number in the data does alone not reveal whether a device was infected with Pegasus or subject to an attempted hack. However, the Pegasus project, a consortium of international news organizations, believes the data is indicative of potential targets identified in advance, possible surveillance attempts, possible targets. So everything is in the realm of confusion, everything is in the realm of speculation. So actually a fictional story. Yes, a fictional story. The opposition is trying its best to sell us facts, which is not going to happen. Now, I have two questions over here. Question number 1.
And that is why,
Rahul Gandhi's name crops up. In the interview, Mr. Varadarajan said that he is not...
One minute. I would like to... I'm intervening again. 9:29 p.m. viewers. 9:29 p.m. viewers. A lot of responses. Sohail, I'm coming. I know it's a fascinating debate. I haven't come to you. I haven't come to Mohandas Pai. Just 1 minute. Sambit, 1 minute. Sambit. Wait a minute. Therefore, what we have established so far, what we have successfully established so far, viewers, on the debate, what we have successfully established is even those public... First of all, it's an amnesty report. Maybe embarrassing for the people in Delhi, no? All weekend, they were jumping up and down like they were on some intellectual trampoline. Sohail, over Friday, Saturday, they were jumping up and down. And then this flop show. Sohail, you want your first comments? Okay, one. Sohail, yeah. I'm coming into Mr. Pai after that. Yeah, Sohail.
There are some serious issues here. Varis talked about the issue of privacy. But there's a very, very greater serious issue. Number one, would you trust the United Nations to organize the Olympics Games? No, you wouldn't. By that logic, I wouldn't trust Amnesty to be the wherewithal, or to have the wherewithal, qua journalism. But the issue, which is even bigger, is the one you raised about Parliament. We are in the midst of a pandemic. We are in the midst of reviving an economy which has been badly bruised. There are serious issues. The opposition always, and I belong to no party, the opposition always says that we are not able to have a healthy debate on serious issues. Now, when you have the opportunity, the timing is so suspicious that you release some stuff that is completely non-germane to India, to its development, to the pandemic, and to its people. Number one. Number two, as Sambit Patra said, and he quoted a Wire report, Arnab, there's no such thing as partial pregnancy. From what I see of this report, it's operation successful, patient dead. You had people who would have died to be on that list, but aren't. They are upset. The folks who are on the list are upset because they don't matter. The people who are talking about the list have been made irrelevant. So I really don't know who the... Varis, beta, I told you earlier, when I speak, don't interrupt. And follow that advice, my son, always. So my point is that why would you want a situation which embarrasses India, which embarrasses our parliamentary democracy, and which embarrasses the functioning of a government and of an opposition? Mr. Deb is a Bengali from Calcutta, I would imagine. I'm from Calcutta. Civility in the House leads to a civilized discussion on serious issues. If every day you're going to disband the seriousness, you're going to tinker around with the seriousness of Parliament, where does that leave our country? I'm not here as a politician. I'm asking you as a simple citizen. And when will we discuss serious issues?
No. I take that. I take that.
You tell me one.
1 minute, Reena. 1 minute. No, interruptions have happened. Interruptions have come in. Mohandas Pai next.
Why the government wants to bulldoze each and every bill?
I am coming in
without any discussion. Why the government is not?
I would like to bring in Mohandas Pai. I would like to bring in Mohandas Pai and Reena. I would like to bring in Mohandas Pai and Reena Gupta and Mohandas Pai. Calm down, everyone. 1 minute. Please let me anchor this. Please let me anchor. I want to say one thing before Mohandas Pai comes in. You know, nowadays I find that just because Sohail, either he grayed prematurely or he has dyed his hair platinum, he goes around calling everybody beta. This is a new trend. And Sohail, I must say, unfortunately it works. Out of affection.
Varis is a good man in the wrong party at the wrong time with the wrong level of interruption. But he's a good human being. I always imagine him to be a good human being.
Yes. Now let me tell you, Sohail, before I go to Mohandas Pai. Mohandas Pai, one fact. Wait, no, Varis, Mohandas Pai has not spoken. If he doesn't speak in the next 2 minutes, he's going to walk off my show and you'll take responsibility. Please wait. Mohandas Pai, 9:34 p.m. My question is this. If you actually see the articles and you know technology, How many phones were actually tested, Mr. Pai, is my question. The article says among 9 Androids tested, 1 showed some evidence of targeting, whereas 8 were inconclusive. They were inconclusive because Android logs don't provide the detail that Amnesty needs to confirm the presence of Pegasus. In layman English, this means everything is inconclusive. So everything is inconclusive. What is the hoopla about?
Arnab, this is a prima facie, it looks like a fishing expedition. Out of 50,000 force supposedly on that list, only 300 are from India. And out of the 300, there are so many names which are not relevant at all. Nobody in the right mind will do surveillance for them. If the government of India wants to surveillance, there are at least 1,500 people who could be on the list, whom they should do to be more credible. And Wazir Pathan should definitely be one of them. He's a very, very important politician in this country. And he has great national secrets under him. I'm sure they'll want to listen to him. And third, they have not tested enough phones. There is no test of any phone. There are not enough numbers. Out of 50,000 phones, 37, 50 phones have been tested. Now, this is ridiculous. There is no evidence at all. Now, if all the 300 people feel that their phones have been hacked into, why don't they give their phones to the Forensic Science Department of the Government of India somewhere to get it tested so they can track it to the server, which is the NSO server. And from the server, you can track it to whoever is doing the surveillance. It is not a big tech issue. You should be able to track it. Why don't they give it to somebody to track it before asking for a silly JPC diverting attention? And like Suhail said,
Reena,
you can come on the House of Parliament and debate and ask all these questions instead of shutting down Parliament.
Just two quick points I want to make.
The biggest undemocratic act is shutting down Parliament. Not about all this. This is not an assault on a democracy. Shutting down Parliament is the biggest assault on a democracy.
Reena, no, you know, this possibly is a mistake. And I think one of the lessons, Reena, for you may be that you latched on to this. You simply and very quickly, you latched on to this, Reena. You committed yourself to supporting this amnesty project. Are you regretting it now? Are you not regretting it now? These people, Reena, do not even have any clarity of who was actually targeted. Today, people are asking, what is this report based on? They have said the Pegasus project is withholding the names of those targeted because these people have maybe moved on to other jobs or there are other reasons and the reasons are also not defined. Then they say, they put up another excuse. See, be logical. I know you want to target the Modi government. Please do, but please understand. They have said primarily because it was not the same device being used by the journalist when her number showed up on the list. They constantly are giving excuses. When people refuse to give their phones, some people said my phone has been stolen. Other people said they have other excuses. Then they are saying that they refuse, citing a number of reasons, including the lack of support from their management or their inability to trust the underlying process. Even the people on the basis of whose phones allegedly were targeted, they also are not trusting the process. So I don't understand. Reena, you explain to me what is this story about? Because if you read all this, it looks like one long list of excuses. You don't explain to me. Explain to Smita. Let's debate.
Give me uninterrupted 60 seconds to speak.
You got it.
It's a very, very simple question that the government must answer. NSO clearly says that it only sells this software to sovereign governments for against crime and against terrorist-related activities. Did the government of India procure this software or not? Why can't the government of India answer that simple question in yes or no? Did they procure it or did they not procure it? I am yet to hear a clear answer on this. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad said that it was
is Mohandas coming in? Smita responding.
Any unauthorized use.
Sohail is coming into the debate. It's open. I can't see them. Yeah.
Authorized the snooping of judges. It authorized the snooping of election commission. I'm amazed at the direction in which you are taking the debate. This software can turn on the phones. It can turn on the recorder, the cameras in our phones. You know.
Yeah, but where is the proof that this happened? No. 1 minute. Reena, listen. Okay, so Sohail's coming in. We have a quick count at 9:39 p.m. Sohail.
I think the point you've raised is absolutely valid. But here's the thing. I can make any allegation against the government. Let's say I'm the aggrieved person. My phone has been hacked. My phone has been tapped. I have recourse to the law. Why don't you take the matters before the court of law? Or do you not believe in any institution anymore in India? Let's imagine there are 16 or 100 aggrieved individuals who believe their citizens' rights have been trampled upon. Please go to the court. What is the point of raising a ruckus without any evidence, without any
still
proof?
not getting it.
But believing amnesty, believing NSO, believing whoever the hell you want.
Let me
the
answer
point is
that.
very
Let me
simple,
answer
Reena.
that.
There's a court. Please go to the court and say that, look,
Absolutely.
my rights have been
I
trampled
agree with
upon.
you, Suhail.
Please.
Because recently
there you are.
the Supreme
Matter
Court
ends.
said it very clearly.
Okay, another question. Is Sheikh Mastan Wali there? I don't know if he's there.
Sure.
1 minute.
One
minute. My question is Sambit is back on the debate. 1 minute. Sambit is back on the debate. Sambit is back on the debate. Is Jaspal Singh Hiran there? I can't see him either on the screen. 1 minute. Is Jaspal Singh Hiran there? I haven't got an update. Now my question is this. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute, Reena, I give you, Reena and Mohandas. Reena and Mohandas.
This country are not safe.
Reena and Sambit. 1 second.
It's a bad day for democracy. And the Home Minister and the Prime Minister need to both resign.
Reena, yeah, sure. So Reena, tell me, it is a sad day because you have gone ahead with something and I'm asking you questions, you're not being able to substantiate it. Let me explain this to you and please listen to me logically on this. Where is the authenticity of the leaked numbers? At the core of all this is this whole theory of leaked numbers. The obvious question any half-intelligent person will ask, where is the authenticity of the leaked numbers? Anyone can come up with anything this way. There have been reports have constantly used the phrase, and I quote, potential targets of surveillance by clients of the NSO group since 2016 and are allegedly based on, quote, what is believed to have been listed by multiple government clients of an Israeli surveillance technology firm, unquote. But the NSO group has consistently denied this. What is this based on? Tomorrow, let me give you a very fine example. It's Amnesty International, right, which is coming up with something called Forbidden Stories. Tomorrow, if Sachin Waze comes to you and he starts a company called Hidden Stories, and he plants it in anywhere, will you take it at face value? You will take for granted whatever any company of any origin throws up just because it has the name Stories on it. If Sambit Patra starts a company tomorrow and says never seen before Stories and publishes anything about the Aam Aadmi Party, will you take it at face value? You're also going to ask what is the authenticity behind it? You've got to understand the NSO group has... No, 1 second. You please answer my question. You see, understand this, Reena. You may have jumped the gun on it. It is laughable. The whole Pegasus report claims that Ashwini Vaishnav there was surveillance on it. Tell me what was the proof behind it? Was his phone checked? Whose phone was checked? Tell me. Whose phone was technically checked? Where there was name one person here whose phone was checked. Tell me today, Reena. Was Rahul Gandhi's phone checked? Actually, tell me. Tell Sambit. Yes, Rahul Gandhi's phone was checked. It was verified. Was it checked?
No, Rahul, I don't think Rahul Gandhi's phone was checked.
No, was his no? Okay, was his? What is two assistants? 1 minute. No, 1 minute. Just a minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
And the malware was found to be on the phone.
No. There's no conclusive. No. You're jumping the gun. No.
Stories. So we cannot compare Sambit Patra to internationally respectable publications like The Guardian, El Monde and the Washington Post. Please, let's not put these international publications in the same line. And if the government has nothing to hide, why can't we have a JPC?
Sambit, respond, please. 9:43 p.m.
Investigation into this. Why can't we do that if the government has nothing to hide? Why is the government not coming out clearly and saying that no, government of India did not purchase Pegasus from NSO? Why can't Sambit Patra on your show tonight say that no, we did not purchase this Pegasus software, we did not spy on Smriti Irani's cook, and we did not spy on senior RSS leaders,
because I'm not going to shout over anyone. Aam Aadmi Party has become suddenly so important in these debates that they don't even allow others to speak. Mr. Goswami, first and foremost, why should there be an investigation? Why should there be an investigation? Because all those authors themselves are saying that we are not sure about the story. this is mere speculations and we are putting out the names just based on speculation. There is no scientific evidence to it and we cannot take any charge for the same. When the authors themselves are mentioning that they cannot be held responsible for the names that have been flagged, why should anyone else in fact be held responsible for the same? Let The Wire, or for that matter of purpose, Amnesty International come out. Wire is just a conduit, it's just a medium. But the Amnesty International is the most important publication, is the publication
exactly,
house along with the Forbidden Stories of France. Have they said that we stand with this data? No, they don't stand with this data. And let me tell you, I have a speculative point over here. They say that crores of rupees, millions have been spent in fact to snoop over these people. Over whom? Look at the name of the journalist. I mean, look at the intelligence level of these so-called journalists. Half of them are not even journalists. I mean, remember there was a journalist. Do you remember, Mr. Goswami? There was a journalist few months ago. She received an unverified email that you have become professor of Harvard, and she from the next day became professor of Harvard. Just imagine, from the next day, for 1 year, she was the professor of Harvard. Such is the intelligence level of these people. Do you need to spend crores of rupees and procure a Pegasus to in fact do jasusi and snooping on them? Of course not. By their own virtue, they expose themselves and their intelligence. And here, you have the opposition saying that we would be spending crores of rupees on snooping on someone so non-meaning as Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Just imagine. क्या होगा राहुल गांधी को स्नूप करके? ना 3 में ना 13 में राहुल गांधी का स्नूपिंग.
Two countries who are vetted.
Why are you shouting, sir? Why are you shouting, sir? Are you sure that Rahul Gandhi's instrument has the malformation?
Waris, therefore, therefore, Mohandas Pai, Waris Pathan, 1 minute. Waris, 1 minute. Waris, let me bring in Biswajit Dev here to debate with Mohandas Pai. You see, you need to understand this. Just coming in, Smita, to you. Okay, Smita, before I bring you in, you're free to come in. 1 minute. I'll bring in Smita Prakash. I'll bring in Biswajit Dev. We must understand the context. Amnesty International, 30 crore of proceeds from foreign funding were diverted to organizing protests, including in Jammu and Kashmir. Fact of the matter is, Amnesty International has had a tough time under the Modi government. And right after the Modi government came in, there was an IB report which says that NGOs like Amnesty International are serving as tools of foreign policy interest of Western government by sponsoring agitations against nuclear and coal-fired power plants in the country. In other words, Amnesty International is being used for certain interests. And in 2013, I want to also inform you, Biswajit Dev, that one of the biggest donors of Amnesty International is the British government. So there's a British government hand, right? There is funding to groups in Jammu and Kashmir. And you know that Amnesty is at a tough time. I find Amnesty has even been allegedly supporting these so-called urban Naxals. Now, therefore, I don't understand why you are not seeing reason.
Yeah.
Do you want me to open the phone lines now, Biswajit Dev? Will you understand it then? The people watching the program have understood it.
You tell me.
Yes.
Now, can I reply?
You know,
can I reply?
Please.
Arnab,
Vishwajit Dev first. Smita after Vishwajit.
You tell me one thing. You tell me one thing. You tell me one thing. Why the government is not coming up with a specific answer that they did not purchase this Pegasus from NSO? Let them come up with a clear-cut answer. The matter ends there. But till date, we have not received such reply. Number one. Number two, yes, the phones can be under surveillance.
No, 1 second. For example, if I were to ask you, let me counter this. 1 second. Let us assume here. Vishwajit Dev, 1 minute. No, Vishwajit Dev, 1 minute. Suppose Pegasus has been used, but it has been used to hack. Suppose Pegasus has been used to hack the phones of alleged terrorists. You don't see a difference between that?
Why?
No, I don't understand. Every government has to work in the interest of its own intelligence gathering.
To go for an inquiry.
Smita, 2 minutes left. Smita.
Let them face an inquiry, independent inquiry.
Yeah, I just want to show, one, you talked about amnesty. Two, he talks about Pegasus. The fact is that intelligence agencies of all countries use several software like Pegasus and Pegasus to infiltrate into terror groups which use encrypted coding, and they are into dark web. And to penetrate those groups, you have to use, intelligence agencies use it, and every country in the world. Look at the list. The only democracies in that list is India. So only India gets targeted. Now put that aside. Look at the time period that this snooping supposedly happened. And I want to ask the Aam Aadmi Party representative, was Mr. Kejriwal not important enough if there was political snooping which was going on? There is no name of Mr. Kejriwal. Why was Sharad Pawar not in the list? Wasn't Maharashtra heating up at that moment? I want to ask Waris Pathan, wasn't Owaisi important enough during this period? Look at the period when the snooping is supposedly happening. None of these names are there.
You got it wrong.
Unknown people. Reena. Does it not occur to you when you come to why are our heads of our parties not on that? This was the period, and there was also the CAA agitation going on at that time, anti-CAA. Nobody from that anti-CAA agitation, their names are there on that. None of the people who are there. So please tell me, political also.
Reena is responding, and Mohandas Pai will have the last word. Reena and Mohandas Pai. Reena, Mohandas Pai.
First of all, the list which is out right now is not a complete list. Point number one. Point number two, this is only from 2017 to 2019. Let us wait and see what more names come out. There will be more names coming out. And this whole argument of foreign funding, everybody that receives foreign funding is anti-national, then both BJP and Congress, which have been receiving foreign funding.
Mohandas Pai, absolutely not. That's not the conclusion. Mohandas Pai is on the bed. Last word.
Then.
Yes, Mr. Pai.
Bharatiya Janata Party, which has been receiving foreign funding for such a long time, which is actually illegal.
Thank you, Mohandas Pai.
Anti-national. So this whole argument that the whole world is conspiring.
Mohandas Pai, change the window. Mohandas Pai.
Against India, that 17 international publications are conspiring together to derail our monsoon session. It is just laughable, you know, that 17 publications across 45 countries are all conspiring to attack the government in the monsoon session. I mean, come on, we are not so important.
Mr. Mohandas Pai, please, thank you.
We are really not that important.
The selection of Indian numbers largely comments around will Mr. Dev, whose party runs the government in Bengal, accept such vague allegations? And if somebody makes some vague allegations, if they order a JPC to judge this in the West Bengal Assembly. Now, he's a political animal.
Closing.
Come and say clear. If somebody makes such an allegation from Amnesty with all against the TMC, they will order a JPC.
The sort of Pegasus hit has turned into a Pegasus flop show. On the other side tonight, a very simple question. Who are the people asking these questions? How many digital news media outlets in this country have a sustainable revenue model? And if they don't, who's pumping in hundreds of crores into their operations and why? Big debate on the real funding of the so-called pseudos in the digital news media circuit of India on the other side.